I just think Liverpool have got the squad, complete squad, to be able to make a run at this one more time.
Now, we mentioned that Liverpool this season haven't gone 3 games without a defeat.
Crazy.
First time that's happened. How do you think Arne Slot's feeling? Do you think the fans will look at the end to this season and be a little bit disappointed it's fizzling out?
No. Do you?
I don't.
No, why would you? I mean, you just won a Premier League title. It's been fantastic, obviously, to watch Liverpool perform all season long. They've been by far the most consistent, very much entertaining team in the Premier League this whole season long. Been lucky sometimes with their injuries, not as hurt as other teams. I mean, if you look at Brighton, they've been the most hurt team across the Premier League this campaign and finishing off their season in style. But I just think the celebratory, sessions that they've had, and I'm talking about sessions in Ibiza, I'm talking about sessions in Liverpool. I mean, they have been enjoying themselves after lifting that Premier League trophy. Obviously, it'll be a big moment for them to do so, but I'd still think that it's been an unbelievable season regardless of what happened in the Champions League, and obviously getting knocked out by Plymouth in the FA Cup as well. I think it's been a brilliant season for them. I don't care necessarily too much about those games that happen after you've already sealed the title, right? I've been in that position once when won the title. It was in the 3rd division, right? So it doesn't mean much to many people out there, but 3rd division, promoted to the 2nd division in Germany, and I don't remember the 2 weeks after it. I think it was absolutely hammered going into games towards the end of the season. But there's implication to those other games, so you still got to play them, whether you've had a few bevies or not.
It was like the last days of Rome, those couple of weeks. That Mo Salah miss, we haven't seen too many of them this season.
Yeah.
From the player of the season for Liverpool, I think the question for me, as we see it again here, is can he achieve the same kind of level in a red shirt next season?
Listen, Mohamed Salah got 28 goals and 18 assists this season, 16 goal involvements across his 15 Premier League appearances against Brighton.
I mean,
that's one of his favourite opponents. I don't know, it's hit pretty hard and it's not easy to make contact with it. So because it's Mohamed Salah, it looks more like it's a worse miss than what it actually is. But it is still only 5 yards out. He still has to put that in the back of the net. To answer your question, I don't have too many worries about Mohamed Salah. The only question you've got to ask is, when you've won a Premier League title, that now his 2nd Premier League title with Liverpool, you've had the season he has had with the goals and the assists, he's blown everybody away. There's clearly been a hunger, a desire, really, to go into the season and put out those statistics because this is a contract year. But next year, you've got that contract already sealed up. You're probably the highest paid player at the football club. Do you still have the same hunger? This guy's a bit different. He's a bit robotic, right? He wants to win every trophy, every game that's absolutely out there. And it seems to me, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, he loves playing for Arne Slot. He's got that attitude back again, that winning desire, that feeling that he wants to be the best player in that jersey.
The question is when age starts to catch up with him, because it happens to every player. It doesn't matter how good you are, eventually the legs go. Will that be next season or in a few seasons? Do you think, as an attacking player, he is more at risk of that, the age finally catching up with him next season, or is that going to happen a few years down the line?
Listen, when he takes his shirt off, he looks a lot like you, mate. He is absolutely ripped, right? This guy is just ready to rock and roll. He is one of the fittest players I've seen at his age. He's 32, he's about to turn 33 years old. Let's not forget this, right? It's a very important year for the African nations as well, because you've got AFCON coming up, which I think is going to be a tremendously important tournament for him to be able to compete in, and a World Cup right around the corner, where this guy has got so much on his plate. So next season, going into a World Cup, obviously, in Africa, it's a big competition for them as well. I think you're going to see a very fit, very concentrated, very determined Mohamed Salah. He doesn't need to play every game for Liverpool. And if you look at the competition around the Premier League in particular, if we focus just on that, who's competing there? Manchester City are miles away from it right now. The one team that I think that can get better and improve, and close enough to improve to compete with them in the Premier League, is Arsenal if they get a striker. Newcastle look like they might lose their biggest and best player if Isak does leave. If he doesn't leave and they add to their squad, maybe they can get close. But I just think Liverpool have got the squad, complete squad, to be able to make a run at this one more time. And with Arne Slot on the sidelines, he's not going to be happy with just that one trophy.
I agree with you. If you'd offered this season to Arne Slot in his first season in charge, he would have ripped your arm off and run across Stanley Park.
Absolutely.
How do they improve, though, next season?
I think they've got to improve in a few areas. And, of course, the striker's position is the one that is of most importance. You obviously had Chiesa having his opportunity today to play in and around that front area. Mohamed Salah Salah on one wing, Gakpo on the other one, and Elliott just behind. I think Darwin Núñez's time is close to being done at that football club, and I don't recognise that killer that's in that Liverpool squad that can come on and score goals, or can start games and score goals from the number 9 position. So if there is one area, of course, the fullbacks will be coming under pressure with Trent, and obviously Robbo looks like he's probably going to have his time up, either that or he's going to have to take a bit of a place on the bench next season. The fullback areas can improve as well, with those big names obviously coming to an end in a red jersey. But Liverpool fans should be very excited. They don't need too many pieces to make a run at this again.
In terms of the new managers in the Premier League this season, Arne Slot took the top award, but Fabian Hertzler was not far behind with what he did at Brighton.
What an unbelievable season for Fabian Hertzler. He's 31 years old, now 32 years old. At Brighton is the perfect club for him. I think Tony Bloom done an excellent job. And obviously you recognise, and haven't spent so much time in England, the job that Brighton do off the field, the scouting, the players they bring in, the managers they have coming in, technical directors, scouting systems, all set up perfectly for young players and young coaches to go there and have success. This year's been a little bit unfortunate because of so many injuries. And get this, Brighton this season in the Premier League have not fielded the same starting 11 in consecutive games. They've had to rotate a starting 11 in every single match day, which is crazy to me. It's not fair for someone like him, but at the same time, he's come in and done a great job with a lot of players. João Pedro, obviously Danny Welbeck, Kaoru Mitoma, 3 players who have scored 10+ league goals in a top-flight season for the first time in their history. It's big time for Brighton to have the goals being shared, but they won't be happy. They're not in a European place right now, and there's room, obviously, for improvement with this squad, but you've got to be healthy to be able to make that happen next season. Different Brighton, same old Fabian Hertzler, add 2 or 3 pieces to the puzzle, and they're going to be a real force next year.
Yeah, superb 3 points for them in this game against the champions. Let's have a look at the schedule for the Premier League on the final day. We cannot wait for this one. So much to be decided in terms of that top 5 race. All the games at 11 a.m. Eastern. Liverpool hosting Crystal Palace. That means that they will end their season at Anfield. And as I mentioned, the race for the top 5 is going to be so interesting. 5 teams effectively battling for 3 remaining Champions League spots.